time. Alain, I'd like to talk a little bit about cross-fertilization. In what ways did the technological advances of Formula One cars, in what ways did they pass across to normal cars?
It was always the big question for many, many years. I think the mentality has changed, obviously, and we see a little bit more the link between the two. I remember when I was at Renault from 81 to 83, we had two separated entities. We had Renault Sport with Formula One, and we had obviously the Renault factory, and we had almost no exchanges. Today, I mean, they are world champion, and they are working all together in a big way, you know. And we have seen during all these years that it's very difficult to say one element that could be useful from the road car to the Formula One. We can see also today coming from road cars to Formula One or from Formula One to road cars. But Formula One today, they have a very high technology, but also sometimes they have less than a road car. If you're talking about traction.
Less? In what way do they have less?
I mean, because of the regulation, you know, that they wanted to develop a new system, like obviously we started with traction control, we started with you know, the ESP, all this kind of system that puts the car straight if you are sliding too much. That is still have on the road car, but it's forbidden in Formula One. But the engineers, they were working all together on this type of prototype in the past. And you can say the same for engines, for brakes, and sometimes a little bit less, but sometimes also for aerodynamic.
Would you regard yourself as being a kind of guinea pig who is testing innovations? Is that, in some sense, what you were?
We were a little bit like this in the past because, as I said, the teams were a bit small, and every time you had an innovation, or I remember when I first started to test the carbon fiber brakes in Paul Ricard, and it took about only one straight to go straight without the brakes. Also losing new wings with carbon fiber. I mean, you know, that was very dangerous. But that was only in a short period. And today, obviously, it does not happen because we have all the informatic, you know, the computers. They are very efficient, and also we are testing almost everything before it goes on the car.
But isn't it true to say also that the necessity for safety regulations, doesn't that be a handicap towards your performance in some way? Because you have to be so careful, I imagine, nowadays.
Yes, but as I said, the word has changed. I've just heard the word safety in the last discourse, and I think it's important to say that if you leave complete freedom to the engineers, it can go very far, and especially in an environment like Formula One. So you have to put some barriers sometimes, but that does not make the evolution not going further. You know, it just put all the engineers in a little bit more narrow, parameters.
Do you get excited by risk? It's a very standard question, but the idea that there's a risk in what you're doing, if you're trying something out for the first time, does that excite you somehow?
No, I was very excited by the new technology. I always had the passion of the new technology. If you look at the Formula One now, how it was 20 years ago, I mean, today it's a beauty. You know, it's really, I mean, when I had my racing team and I was doing some new parts for the suspension or for something different, if you really like it, you're really passionate. But as a driver, to test some new parts on the car 20 years ago, it was sometimes a little bit tricky.
Tricky.